What'd you say? Noah is dropping another no BS Shopify video after so long of not making one, and he's releasing his biggest Facebook ad mistake? No way. Alright guys, what is going on? Noah Brewer here. I'm sorry about that funny little intro. It's cold outside, so I had to do it. Just having a little bit of fun here, but yeah, we kind of had to improvise a little film station because I am house sitting somebody's house right now, and there's nowhere good to film, so I'm just out here. It's like 30 degrees. I don't even care. But basically, what I want to talk about today is the biggest mistake that I've made, on my journey to mastering this thing, Facebook ads. Different things that I did as a beginner. All the minor mistakes that I made. I'm not really going to be talking about in this video. I'm mainly going to be talking about the biggest mistake that I made, which, if it's not going to surprise you, it's not something that I clicked. It's not something, it's not really a strategy that I followed. But my biggest Facebook ad mistake, and I don't really regret it because it kind of made me who I am today, and it taught me a very valuable lesson, a lesson that I probably was better off learning rather than not making the mistake. Because if you don't make this mistake, you're gonna, and then you're gonna realize that it's a mistake, or maybe it's gonna work out for you, I don't know. But basically, what happened was I had a bunch of six-figure stores going at once. Like, it was going really well. All the stores were going up and going up, and I was getting a lot of hype, a lot of pressure from clients, a lot of the stigma of scaling budgets. Now, I'm not saying that scaling budgets is a bad thing to do. I'm not saying that at all. But that's not the only time when I've made this mistake. And basically what the mistake is straying away from your main strategy, your main idea, your main strategy, and straying into something that's kind of foreign to you, like something that you don't fully understand. Now, at this point, I was, 7-8 months into doing Facebook ads, and I've grown a ton of stores at this time, and I had a pretty good, down pat strategy that I would follow to a T for each store, and it would work really, really well every time. So it's kind of stupid that I was expanding and kind of straying away and testing these different strategies. And like I said, it's not that scaling budgets is a bad thing. It's just that it's not part of that routine that I was doing, or it's not a big part of it. If you guys know me, you know that the biggest part of my strategy is kind of like scaling horizontally and building up that consistency before, ramping it up and trying to take it to the moon. But everybody says, and everybody used to tell me, it's never bad to test. It's never bad to put something out there and see how it works. After all, that's what got me where I am today. But there's kind of two different perspectives with this, and neither of them are right or wrong. But basically, the first one is like, you basically test a bunch of shit, and then you see what sticks, and then once it sticks, you're good, right? Like, you have something that's working, and you can just make a bunch of money. And I believe in that, like 100%. That's what you should do. You should test different strategies. You should test, listen to different people. Do that sort of thing when you're starting out. It's completely different when you actually have something that's working for you. You don't want to just, test any random strategy. Like, the problem that I see with testing is when you do things like put it out there and see if it sticks, you don't want to do that if you already have something that sticks, and if you already have something that's proven. And the reason why I say this is because it could interfere with what you already have that's working, and I've seen this numerous times. And another thing is, it could also take your focus off of whatever you're doing that's working really well and put it onto whatever you're testing that might not do as well, and then you'll end up making less and less money. Now, this is something that a lot of people don't talk about, and when they tell you that, you should test, they're not going to tell you, oh, you should stop testing once you find something that works. You just continue on with that mindset of just test. And I see so many beginners making this mistake when they find something that actually works, and then they go and make something that they haven't done before. They don't know if it works yet, and it interferes with what they're already doing, whether that's because of the pixel, because it takes focus away, whatever reason, and then they lose both. Like, they lose everything. And this kind of happened to me when I started straying away from my strategy and going into a new strategy. it started interfering with my strategy, and the store started going like this. And there was nothing really that I could do about it because I had my focus divided amongst two different strategies. I wasn't sure if the main strategy was just dying out and not working anymore, or if it was the new one that I introduced that is making it not work. Like, I just didn't know those questions. And this happened numerous and numerous times until finally I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just blocking everybody out. And it's not an ego thing, but it's kind of just like, I have something that works. I worked very, very hard to find this thing that works. So now if I see somebody crushing it in Facebook ads, which is what I do, if I see somebody crushing it, then I don't really want to ask them how they did it. I don't want to take information from them and then try to mix it in with whatever I'm doing. I've done that too many times and it never works out very good. And this is not something that, you know, maybe people are just giving me shitty strategies. Like, maybe I'm just listening to the wrong people or something, but I've taken advice from way too many people. And really the only time that I've seen it work is when I take advice from one person and stick to that one thing. And when I do that with a store, it always works out beautifully. And so yeah, I just kind of wanted to hop on here and talk about the biggest mistake that I made in Facebook ads, which is straying away from my main strategy and continuing to test when I already have something that sticks. Thank you for listening. This is Noah Brewer. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.